Okay, so let's talk about meal prep. First off, with nutrition, it's so important. It's about 80% of your results of what you're going to see. So you could be doing all the workouts in the world and really pushing yourself, but if you're not changing your nutrition and focusing on how you're fueling your body, it's not going to show up in your results, and you're going to just be doing all of that for nothing. So meal planning has been, it can be a difficult thing to learn, but it makes your life so much easier, I promise. So I'm going to take you through just kind of what I do, because I'm all about keeping things like the easiest and the most simple as possible, because I don't like cooking and I don't like spending time cooking. So what I usually do is I will first pick 2 or 3, usually 3 dinners. And I pick those from my list of recipes, my favorite recipes that are saved in the Google Drive files that I send, that you have in your email, or in the file section of the group. So I keep those updated, but those are like my go-to dinners that are the simple ones. So I just go in there, and there's like 20 different options, I think, and I just pick a couple, whatever I feel like for that week. And I write those down. And then, so for instance, this week, I'm gonna do the 21-day fix mini meatloaves, and I'm doubling that recipe, and it's a really simple recipe. So it's like you take some ground beef and quinoa and like really a couple other things and mix it in a bowl, and then you put it in a muffin tin and you cook it. And then you have all of these mini meatloaves that you can use. And then I pair it a lot of times with, I keep like steamed veggies, like these are steamed green beans, or just any kind of, or broccoli or whatever you like. And that's a meal that's really easy. And then I also picked 2 more to do for this week, and I usually double those. So I found that if I cook double the amount, double the recipe, it's the same amount of time cooking, but then I have some for like the next dinner, or sometimes even for 3 nights, that I don't even have to cook, which is awesome. And so I highly recommend that. And you end up spending less money because you're just buying those couple ingredients. You're not buying ingredients for a different meal every night of the week. And then, so I pick 2 or 3 dinners, plan to double those. And then I know that I have, so working backwards, I know that I have my Shakeology for lunch. So that's super easy. I can check that off. And then for breakfast, usually I'll just kind of be on some kind of kick of some breakfast that I like. Recently, it's been mixing up different egg and vegetable combinations, and I put them in this muffin tin. So basically, you take whatever you might want to put in an omelet and just pour it into these muffin tins, and then you bake it in the oven at 350 for 35 minutes, and then you have a whole bunch, you have breakfast for the week all done. And I just put it in a Ziploc bag and stick it in the fridge, and then I pop them in the microwave for 15 seconds, and they're ready to go. And I'll usually, and I might put them inside an English muffin too. Another breakfast thing that I do is, and I'll make a list of all of my usual breakfasts and usual dinners that and snacks, so it's easy to just pick from if you want to follow that. Is I'll do, and I use Ezekiel bread I keep in the freezer, and I'll do that with avocado mashed on top. And I'll just use a fourth of an avocado each day, and then wrap it up real tight and put it in the fridge, and then I can cut another fourth the next day. and I can also scramble eggs, a large, I'll scramble like 7 eggs and even mix it with egg whites. And then the eggs are already scrambled. I just put them in a container and put them in the fridge. And then each day I can just microwave on a plate however many that I want. And to me, they taste great. So that's another thing. Or if you want like eggs and turkey bacon and toast, I make my turkey bacon ahead of time. So I'll make the whole package of turkey bacon by just putting it all on a cookie sheet with foil and then putting it in the oven at 400 for 10 minutes. And then it cooks all the pieces of bacon. And then I just keep them in the fridge in a Ziploc. So keeping those things handy. So that's what I do typically is I'll have the same breakfast all week, and then if I feel like I want something different, I could have oatmeal or something. But my shake is my lunch, and so breakfast is covered too, with just like 10 minutes of effort, really. So basically what I'll do is I'll buy a whole bunch of different vegetables. Like these are fajita vegetables, bell peppers, and onions, frozen in a bag, already cut. This is broccoli, corn, and red peppers, and this medley is really good. This is a Mediterranean blend. It has some cauliflower and carrots and zucchini and peppers, I think. But sometimes I'll just take like a handful from each of these vegetable bags, and sometimes I'll use broccoli, but I'll just put them in the bottom of the tin to fill them like halfway. And then once I get all of my fillings in there, and it could be whatever you want. You could put, this last time I put some sliced turkey in there. You could put sliced ham in there. You could put bacon. You could crumble some bacon and put it in there. And then I get some egg whites, and then I just pour the egg whites in to fill the rest of the muffin tin. Sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top, and then put them in the oven at 350 for 35 minutes, and then they're all done. And that's it for the week. So that's a really easy and really healthy way to do breakfast, because that way you're getting one of your veggies in your green containers and a red container with the eggs, the protein, which is really a lot of nutrition and really good for you. But you don't have to do the egg white thing, or you can mix in some eggs too, or scramble some eggs and put them in there. The other thing that I like to tell people is, yes, I'll pick usually two dinners to buy for, at the grocery store. So I'll pick my two, I'll put those ingredients on my shopping list. And, but I also keep some things on hand that are super fast for when I don't go to the grocery store. I just don't have any time, so basically to save me from like just saying, oh, let's order pizza. So, and I'll do these for quick meals anyway, but I'll find like a natural chicken breast that's, this one's already fully cooked. It's not very expensive, but basically it's a whole bag of chicken breasts that are already cooked, and you pop them in the oven for 15 minutes. And Dana loves these, they're really good. And so 15 minutes later, you have a grilled chicken without even any effort. You just put it on a pan in the oven. So I love these. I always keep these in my freezer. I also always keep another meat, some kind of other, a lot of times we'll do burgers. Like I'll keep either a turkey burger or just a regular beef burger, the frozen kind. And if you just pop those on like a George Foreman grill, or you could do it in the oven or a griddle, it takes 10 minutes, and then you have your protein. And I'll put that with put some cheese on top, and then maybe cook a vegetable to go with it. But I'll also keep a whole bunch of different vegetable medleys and stuff in my freezer. Like this one is couscous, quinoa, and vegetables. So I could put chicken on a pan in the oven and cook this in the microwave for, 5 minutes. And 15 minutes later, I have a full dinner. And I didn't really cook, I just heated. So that's the kind that I like to do. That's super easy, just to have things on hand all the time, so you always have a backup plan, and you just kind of don't have to worry about what we're gonna eat. And then I also take some time to plan out my snacks, and I'll also have a list of my go-to snacks. So I'll put those on my grocery list too, to make sure that I have those. So basically, it keeps it really simple when you're just picking out 2 dinners and writing those ingredients on your list for the week. And then you always have your backups, and you have 1 meal covered with your shake. Usually if I have my shake for breakfast, it's because I have like a lunch date or something, where I'm going to eat lunch with a friend. So, yeah, that's a lot. I hope that's helpful. I'll write out some of those options and hope that helps. And then also it works really well with the containers too. I do the exact same process as I start with my dinners, and then I just fill it in based on the containers, so that I get enough of each food group. So hope that's helpful.